Hey everyone, Lee Riddle here with FC Tucker MG Realtors. Wanted to reach out to you guys and just kind of do a video here for maybe some of those, for some of you that maybe have not bought a home in quite some time, or some first-time home buyers out there that are just kind of curious or wanted to be educated on what the real estate lingo is. Okay, so like first of all, you know, when you go to buy a home, you want to be pre-approved by a lender, already have talked to a lender, and get that pre-approval letter, so that way we can set the budget for you and know what price range of home to shop in, and then we can go from there. So once we find that home that you guys like, then we put in the offer. The offer is basically where we determine purchase price, all the terms of the agreement, and it's a 7-page document, and I go through that with you line by line. And I mean, from earnest money to purchase price to home warranties to inspections to title insurance and so on and so forth. And I could spend a whole probably 30-minute video on just that alone. But that's the nuts and bolts of it. And you know, some people ask me about contingent offers, not knowing what they are. And you know, contingent offers, you know, in this market, with it just being such low inventory, and it's really a seller's market right now. And don't get me wrong, I mean, it's a great time to buy a home for home buyers too, because of interest rates being low. But you know, when you do a contingent offer, the home doesn't come off the market, and it's not really appetizing to sellers out there for a contingent offer, because either the clients, the buyers, they either have to still sell a home, or they're still trying to get through a pending transaction. So and I could probably spend another 30-minute video just on contingent offers alone. But you know, and then we get into closing cost. You know, a lender's going to advise you approximately what your closing costs are. They won't really know exactly what it is until we are able to determine the exact purchase price of the home and come to terms with an agreement with the seller. But you know, for an FHA loan, I mean, your closing costs are going to range on average somewhere between $4,500 and $5,000. For a conventional loan, they're probably going to be around $3,000 to $3,500 in ballpark. And then for you veterans out there, they could be about what the FHA loan closing costs could be potentially. So you know, and going into when we're writing that offer up, you know, a lot of people's like, well, what's earnest money? Earnest money is, for another lack of better words, is honest money. You're trying to motivate that seller to take the house off the market, and basically that check will be written to the listing brokerage's office and deposited there, and it has to be deposited at the listing brokerage's office bank in a neutral escrow account within 2 business days of the purchase agreement being accepted and come to terms with. And you know, for instance, if it's a $100,000 home, I'm going to advise my buyers to probably put down around $500, and what that's fair. And then the higher price that the home is, the more so that I'm going to advise my buyers to put a little bit more earnest money down to motivate those sellers to come to terms with them and to take their house off the market. And then once we come to a purchase agreement accepted, then we'll get into the home inspection process. This is probably, if a deal's going to fall apart, this is where it's going to fall apart at. But most of the time, we always come to terms. I mean, as a real estate agent, I always get nervous, and most realtors do, about home inspections, and buyers do too, and sellers do as well. I mean, everybody, this is a nervous time for them, because we'll have around approximately 14 days to be able to have those home inspections and respond back to the sellers in writing on if there are any corrections that you would like for the sellers to make. Not saying that there will be, but there's always stuff that comes up on home inspections. I mean, I always tell my buyers that, you know, there's never a perfect home out there there's not going to be something come up on a home inspection. Sometimes new construction, you'll have a bigger home inspection, more items come up on those sometimes than what you do at a home that's 30 years old at times. So I always like to sit down with my buyers and go through those line by line, see what's important for them and what scares them the most, and educate them as best as I can. And of course, in the background, you know, the title company is doing their work. They're making sure that, you know, best case scenario will get you a general warranty deed and convey to the buyer. And so, you know, The title company is responsible for all that and getting everything recorded and getting your homestead exemptions. If you're transferring a homestead exemption, most title companies will get that transferred for you and entered in for you, along with any other exemptions you may qualify for, like a mortgage exemption, an over 65 exemption. There are veterans exemptions out there, and then also if you're doing a mortgage and not a cash buyer, the mortgage company is going to require you to be able to provide proof of insurance, homeowner's insurance for your home before closing. A mortgage company or the lender is going to require you to provide that to them, and usually in a contract, like if I'm writing up the contract, I usually give 10 days to my buyers in the contract to be able to get written acceptance of homeowner's insurance policy. Okay, so that's a few of the tidbits that I was able to offer you, and hopefully this helps some of you all out. Of course, I can go into all these topics in greater detail, much greater detail than what I am in this video right now, but just kind of wanted to shoot out a few of the lingo terms out there for you, and especially for you first-time buyers out there. And thanks a lot for your time, and talk to you again soon.